Friday the 13th. You may think it's just another date and that people are silly for fearing a random number, but what you don't know yet is that the creepy story behind this date isn't just a myth. There are actually real witnesses and historical events that give this superstition some weight. Before you start shaking and smash the like button, don't worry. There's no Jason, no chainsaw wielding maniac, and no one's coming to get you at a campsite, even if you're not subscribed. I guess. I hope for you. Also, why risk it? Nowadays, we associate the date with the horror games and movies, but the fear of the number 13 goes way back, like ancient history back. Even the Bible links this date to bad luck. According to the story, the Last Supper took place on a Friday, and guess who the 13th guest was? Yeah, Judah, the one who betrayed Jesus that same night. And then there's October 13th, 1307, a cold Friday night where the Knights Templar were mass arrested under the orders of the French king. Of course French fold, as usual. But it doesn't stop there. During World War II, Buckingham Palace was bombed on the 13th of September, which was a Friday. In 1972, a plane from the Uruguayan Air Force crashed in the Andes. And fun fact about the Andes you probably don't know, they are called like that because they are at the end of the world. By the way, in 1996, rapper Tupac was killed, and in 2012 the Costa Concordia sank off the coast of Italy, recording one of the most dramatic passenger shipwrecks in modern history. So maybe it's not just a date after all. In Western countries, where this fear is bigger, they also created a word for it, but I don't think I want to pronounce it. I'm not even gonna try. You know, it's not just the day that people fear. The number 13 on its own is considered unlucky, especially in Western and Christian cultures. In contrast, many Asian countries like China and Korea don't see 13 as a bad number. In fact, some even consider it lucky. For them, the number 4 is seen as the unluckiest, because it sounds like the word for death in their languages. In Africa and many Islamic countries, the number 13 isn't associated with the devil or bad luck. In some cultures, it's even linked to a transformation and change. Of course, also the day Friday by itself has long been considered unlucky in many Western and Christian traditions. This belief mostly came from religious stories. For example, Jesus was crucified on a Friday, and some even say Eve gave Adam the forbidden fruit on that day. In the past, people also avoided starting journeys or more important tasks on Fridays. Now you are for sure thinking they were crazy, but you know who's really crazy? Who haven't subscribed yet. So if you don't want to be taken for stupid in the future, subscribe, it's free. And while you do it, you know, just if you have time of course, press the like button. It's free too. Maybe it's just a Western stuff, because in Islamic cultures, for example, Friday is actually a sacred and blessed day, known as this day, I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. It's like Jumu'ah? Yeah.
Juma.
And in many other parts of the world, Friday is just seen as a normal day and the end of the work week and school week. By now, this day has become way more than a superstition. Over the years, it's turned into a full-on pop culture machine. Horror movies, TV shows, comedy sketches and YouTube videos. And of course, video games. Let's be real, even if you've never cared about the actual date, you probably know the game because of Jason, the hockey mask, the creepy breathing sound, yeah, you know it. The original Friday the 13th movie came out in 1980, and even though it started as a low-budget slasher, it basically redefined the horror genre. Since then, we've had over a dozen movies and crossovers like Freddy vs. Jason. From 1987 to 1990, there was also a TV series about this horror story that did quite well, and so, in 2017, probably a genius thought, why don't we also create a video game about it? With that, Friday the 13th, the game, was born. It was published by Gum Media in the late 2017, and some people thought it was just another horror game trying to ride the wave of the movies. But it immediately became a global success. If you open a YouTube, it was hard not to see a gameplay of it. Probably all your friends had it, and you were also curious to find a new way to shit in your pants. The game concept is easy. One player becomes Jason, while the others play as camp counselors trying to survive the night. But surviving isn't just about hiding. Players can fight back, repair a car, call the police, or even kill Jason, if they're good and lucky enough. What makes this game stand out is how deeply they respected the source material. The developers, IllFonic and Gun Media, didn't just throw Jason in a random horror map, they recreated iconic locations from the movies, like Camp Crystal Lake and others. They even added multiple versions of Jason, each based on a different movie, with his own unique look and abilities. You could play as the Jason from Part 2 with the sack mask, or the more classic hockey masked Jason from Part 3 and beyond. Every Jason had his own strengths and weaknesses. Some are faster, others can break doors more quickly, or sense survivors better. Yeah, it was a kind of toxic mechanic. Personally, I hated it. On the survivor side, each counselor also had different stats. Some are better at running, others at fixing things, others at hiding. The game forces you to work as a team, but let's be honest, most of time people panic, scream and run away. And it would be funny to have fun of these guys, but if you try the game, you know it isn't so easy to stay calm and focused when Jason is chasing you. It was all perfect, but unfortunately, the game hit a legal nightmare. Due to an ongoing legal battle over the rights to the Friday the 13th franchise between the original screenwriter and the producers, the developers were forced to stop creating new content. Even so, the game was still growing. No new maps, no new Jason, no single player expansions, just bug fixes and maintenance. For many players, this was a huge disappointment, because the potential was massive. They practically had to destroy their game. Still, despite the limitations, Friday the 13th, the game built a loyal fanbase. For a while, it was everywhere on Twitch and YouTube. People loved the mix of horror and comedy, the jumpscares, the weird glitches, the betrayals, and the last minute escapes. It became one of those games where even if you were bad at it, it was still super entertaining to watch or play. As you might know, the legal battle led to the game's delisting and the end of every online functionality on December 31st, 2024. Despite all what happened, even today, there are still people playing it. Modders have tried to keep it alive. Private servers exist, and fans still talk about what the game could have been if the legal drama hadn't gotten in the way. Friday the 13th isn't just a date as it was in the past, it has now its role in the pop culture. The movies turned Jason into a horror icon. He showed up everywhere, literally. The Simpsons, Family Guy, South Park, Gumball, even Gumball, and every time the 13 hits a Friday, there are some memes and videos, just like the one you're seeing now. Yeah, I know it's Saturday, but I couldn't upload the video yesterday. So maybe, yeah, Friday the 13th started as just a weird superstition, a date people avoided, a number hotels skipped, a random fear passed down through generations. And maybe it was a bit a nonsense, but over time it became something else entirely. Horror fans embraced it, pop culture made it iconic, and gamers, well, we turned it into something fun, scary and unforgettable. Whether you are someone who loves superstitions, or the type who triple checks the locks on nights like this, I'm with you. Friday the 13th now belongs to everyone. It's not just about fear anymore, it's a vibe, it's a tradition, and honestly, it's kinda awesome. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like so Jason doesn't find you tonight. I know it's the 14th, but who knows, maybe he's just in late of 24 hours. I wouldn't risk it.